The Earth, our home, the only living planet known to us. For millions of years, life has flourished here. Civilizations have lived in perfect harmony with the land and its resources for centuries. But now, this balance is tipping. The world is witnessing a disruption of its natural cycles. The race for energy is creating tremendous pressures on our resources, resulting in increasing carbon dioxide emissions and affecting the climate. India, one of the fastest developing economies today, is also among the nations consuming a significant amount of energy. With the targeted annual growth rate of over 8%, India's electricity demand is expected to rise by 4 times over 25 years. The challenge is to ensure a sustainable growth using more energy-efficient practices at all levels. Experts believe that with the implementation of available energy efficiency technologies and renewable energy, India could reduce its electricity demand by 20 to 30%. The Energy Conservation Act of 2001 was enacted by the government to catalyze an energy efficiency movement and promote energy conservation in the country. BEE, the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, was established to formulate policies and strategies to help reduce the energy intensity of the Indian economy.
Particularly to address those areas where market failures are constraining the growth of energy efficiency. That's where BEE has been mandated a role through the Energy Conservation Act, and that's where BEE sets out to, through public policy interventions.
USAID India has a long presence of about 40 years of partnering with the Government of India in the energy sector. Since 2000, USAID and Government of India have a bilateral agreement on energy conservation and commercialization program, which is called the ECO program. The ECO program has basically implemented 3 phases: ECO phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3. Under phase 1, the focus was basically on capacity building and establishment of the Bureau of Energy Efficiency and the establishment of the Energy Conservation Act of Government of India. After the identification of the Energy Conservation Action Plan and the thrust areas, phase 2 focused on the building sector and the development of the Energy Conservation Building Code. One of the priority activities that we initiated about 3 years ago was the establishment of energy efficiency centers addressing different applications.
Today, in its 3rd phase, the United States Agency for International Development, USAID-supported ECO project, aligning with one of its objectives to create awareness and develop markets for energy efficiency technologies in key sectors of commercial buildings, small and medium enterprises and home appliances, is establishing 3 regional energy efficiency centers. REEC for buildings in Ahmedabad, REEC for small and medium enterprises in Nagpur, and REEC for home appliances in Kolkata.
All these 3 sectors, the building sector, the home appliance sector, as well as the small and medium enterprises sectors, these are also the priority areas of Government of India when it comes to implementing energy efficiency programs. So Bureau of Energy Efficiency already had programs in all these 3 areas, and the idea was to strengthen these programs by creating these institutions through public-private partnership.
These centers of excellence aim to be a catalyst towards an energy revolution in the country.
What AID has done is just created the environment for the centers to be established, catalyzing the movement. There's a lot more work to be done. But we do see these centers as agents of change. We do see these centers as networking with one another so that to the public one can offer a variety of services. In the journey towards energy efficiency, one would look at the centers as an important landmark.
26 million micro, small and medium enterprises operate in India today. An engine of growth. This sector is the driving force behind the fast booming economy. Defined as manufacturing enterprises with an initial investment of not more than 10 crore rupees or $2 million in plant and machinery, MSMEs contribute 45% to the total industrial output of the nation. Employing nearly 60 million people, many subsectors of SMEs consume a significant percentage of the total electricity consumption of the entire industrial sector. Widespread use of outdated equipments coupled with a lack of awareness and technical skills have resulted in inefficient manufacturing processes and excessive consumption of energy. But recent studies and energy audits have identified an energy-saving potential of up to 35% in several of the energy-intensive enterprises of the SME sector.
I very strongly believe that the overall cost of all the energy conservation projects cannot go more than 15 to 20% of the overall project cost. He has invested for the overall project cost, so he has that ability, right? But that priority doesn't come. The basic education is not there, and he does not have the technical understanding of it.
The Regional Energy Efficiency Center at Nagpur has been developed with the vision of bridging the gap between available energy efficient technologies and their implementation, tapping the energy-saving potential for the sector. The REEC is housed and managed by CTEC, a pioneering organization in the field of energy efficiency for the SME sector.
The center in Nagpur on small and medium scale industry is a center focused on a sector which hasn't done enough to advance energy efficiency. So this center will provide opportunities for workers to be trained, to be exposed, to have hands-on experience on how to operate more efficiently both thermal and electrical equipment.
Vision of REEC is seeing is believing. That means demonstrate. Unless and until it is physically demonstrated, the comfort level of the SME will never come, and that's why the adaptation will never happen. So REEC is primarily meant for selection of the right technology, first of all, and then making it applicable for a particular industry, for a particular cluster.
A demonstration laboratory, a major facility and key program component of the REEC, will display a number of demonstration scale furnaces in addition to nearly 150 energy efficient technologies. Made possible through funding provided by the USAID supported ECO3 project, the furnaces will play a critical role in disseminating energy efficient concepts to various stakeholders through interactive display.
So first thing, for any good furnace, the temperatures have to be uniform. You should be able to touch the outer surface whenever the job is being done. That's the first thing. Obviously, there should be no leakages from sides. We have some burners which are recuperative burners. So if you put recuperative burners, then air is heated from the waste heat, and that heat is pumped back into the system, which brings down the consumption by about 30%.
Training and capacity building of energy auditors, energy managers and plant personnel will be an important activity the REEC will focus on. Strengthening capacities within stakeholders and the ground personnel who are responsible to bring about a change.
As a regional efficiency center, we will be calling here all the users of the SMEs. We can also provide them implementation assistance by way of creating a network of stakeholders, vendors providing energy efficient technologies, then consultants who are working in this field, experts in the field, and the users.
Awareness is vital to bring about change in mindsets and practices. Regular publications will inform the stakeholders about the latest technologies and energy efficient processes, further enhancing energy efficiency in the sector.
Forging and heat treatment furnaces are the two most energy intensive furnaces that are used in the SME sector in India. The reason behind commissioning the studies focusing on these two furnaces is to help develop a model that will identify technologies and help develop best practices materials that can be disseminated through technical publications and reinforce the message seeing is believing of the center.
BEE has identified 25 energy-intensive SME clusters around the country that would be the focus. The REEC, with support from BEE, is working on 2 of these clusters to incorporate energy efficiency strategies. To house these activities, the REEC building has been designed to maximize daylight, reduce glare, incorporate natural ventilation, and optimize passive cooling. REEC at Nagpur will cater to the SME sector across the nation and will be a step towards ensuring that the SMEs maintain its average growth rate of 18% and the overall SMEs contribution to the national GDP at 8% in a sustainable way. A center for learning and training for energy-efficient manufacturing processes, REEC Nagpur will play a pivotal role in transforming the way SME sector operates, leading towards a sustainable future.
These centers are really instrumental in promoting energy efficiency throughout India. The centers and the project really are examples of the best way to work collaboratively together. You've just heard from a number of Indians who are working in those centers and on this project. You've heard from the Government of India officials. You've heard from other USAID officials. You've heard from teachers and students and businessmen and businesswomen. And you've heard from experts and management experts. You've heard from leaders of industry associations. Their voices tell the story.